Kia Proctor, sharpshooter from the outside, excellent ball handler. So now Bowie State with the ball, and we have a quick foul call. This one against Whitney Allen. That's her fourth. Quick foul here early. And so with that, Ayana Vaughn has to sub in. And Allen confused by the call, but either way, Allen to the bench and Vaughn in for Edinboro. Chapman now drives and kicks. Long two, that one off the mark for Jing. Roston to Jan. Jan looking, handoff for Walton. She's gonna drive. She's got a double team, and then to Barnes and Jan. She'll now shoot. And then a foul is called. This one against Roston. Jan hit a long three-pointer off of that, but they still call the foul against Roston. Chapman selling it. I don't know what kind of contact there was on that one, but the score is still 39-34. Colston over to Proctor. Proctor driving. Created some space off some contact, but a good putback by Christian. Now Walton to Barnes. She drives through two defenders. And then Roston over to Jan. She'll shoot another three. That one off the mark. And then Roston able to get the long rebound. Jan thinking about another three. Decides against it. Takes it back to Walton and then to Barnes. Barnes getting the screen. Now Walton back to Jan. Jan. Top of the key now Roston. Barnes long three and then another fall. This one, Ayana Vaughn falling. And quickly, Bowie State pushing up the floor to get it to Chapman. Chapman, a couple spin moves, and then that one off the mark. Chapman with another rebound and another foul. That one against Ayana Vaughn. Lots of good passing on the offensive end by Edinboro, but not able to get something to go. And then on the other end, another foul is called. So now Vaughn is out. Ayana Vaughn, that would be her third foul. And in for her is Thompson. And now Proctor shoots a nice jump shot. That one a long two. So now the score 39-38. Edinboro only leading by one. Thompson to Barnes. Barnes pulls up for the shot. That one no good. Short on that jumper. So the lead only one, 39-38. Edinboro only up by one. Not a good look for this Edinboro squad.
Nope,
here in the NCAA tournament.
Nope, they need to get on their horse and get going here early.
Yes, they do. 3 fouls already called against Edinboro as well at the 7:30 mark, so that's not a good sign. Proctor drawing the double team. They try to get it inside off of a big-to-big pass. Goes out of bounds. And then Stan Swank wants to call a timeout, and we'll take it with him. We'll take a 30-second timeout. The score at 39-38. Edinboro leading by one. We'll be back after this.
Attention jazz fanatics, get ready to groove on WFSC as we set to move with all that jazz. All you cool cats out there, jump, jive, and wail as we go down the rabbit hole with modern and classic jazz. DJ Tonka is your guide. The club opens at 9 and takes the boogie to 11 Friday nights on 88.9. Fighting Scots Radio. Remember, get down, get funky, and get wild.
Welcome back. This is WFSC Fighting Scots Radio. We are here in the Barco Stevens Hall. And if you are listening to this game and you want to watch it live as well, it will be broadcasted on VUUsports.com. Virginia Union hosting in the NCAA tournament, Women's Division II Atlantic Division. And so Edinboro with the ball up 39-38. Walton, they are trying to get it inside for Roston. Finally get it into her. Nice pass inside for Thompson. Roston passing it to Thompson. Thompson hitting that jump shot, or that layup. Block coming quickly. 41-38 the score. Chapman thinking about a jump shot, decides against it. They get it deep inside. And that one in, good to go for Christian. Christian, excellent post moves here in the second half. She really has done a good job controlling. Now Roston has the ball. One-on-one from the foul line. Foul on the floor. This one against 42, so that's a good sign. That would be...
That's Christian.
Her third. But that's only the first of the quarter for Bowie State. Inbound and controlled by Edinboro. Roston thinking about a three, decides against it. Nice screen by Jan. And then a travel is called. And then Roston having some words with Colston. Roston not usually willing to back down from anything. She does not hesitate to fight back or talk back to any other player on the floor. A commanding presence. 41-40 the score, 6:18 left in the third. Edinboro leading by one. Roston with the rebound. She gets it out to Jan. Jan slows it down, couple dribbles. Handoff for Walton. And then we have a foul here. This one against Proctor. Proctor pushing Thompson in the back. So it will be Edinboro ball on the baseline. At the half, talking to some of the Edinboro fans, and they were talking about how physical this Bowie State team is. Jan, a long three, that one good. Jan with a 6'3" defender in her face. Chapman closing quickly, and she still drills it. Edinboro now with a 4-point lead, 44-40. Jing inside for Chapman, and a travel is called. There's a sliding of the feet, and now it looks like Rawson and Chapman are talking.
I mean, they're very similar players in style and attitude. So, I mean, it would make sense they would talk.
They really are. That's understandable. And we also are in the playoffs, so that makes sense too. A lot of competition being had here. Jan, another step back three. That one's short. Controlled by Bowie State quickly. Colston coming the other way. Colston met by a screen. Then against Jan, draws the contact, and now she'll go to the line. So Colston walking immediately to the line. This is not going to be an easy game for either team. They're really going to have to work for it. Lots of contact, lots of physicality. 44-40. Edinboro leading by 4.
Yep, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter here, and it's going to end up being who wants it more.
Absolutely.
Forget skill, forget conditioning. It's going to be all about heart coming here into the fourth.
That foul against Michelle Jan, that would be her second. Second shot good for Coleman. So the score now 44-41, just about at the 5-minute mark. Walton driving all the way to the foul line, then stepping back out, kicking it to Barnes, and then back to herself. Now Walton drives. Great defense by this Bowie State. Jan thinking about a three. And then to Thompson. Thompson will drive, and she gets fouled. Looks like hit in the face. She's going to go to the line. And that one against 32. Chapman, her second foul. And with that, we are at the under 5 media timeout. The score 44-41. We'll bring it back to Richmond, Virginia after this minute timeout.
The Edinboro Sports Network is your source for live coverage of Fighting Scots athletics. Enjoy all of the action on 88.9 WFSE and EdinboroNow.com, with many home games also featured on ETV. Support for this game broadcast is provided in part by Bonnell's Auto Group, featuring collision services in Erie and Fairview, auto glass replacement and repair in Fairview, auto sales in Erie and Fairview, and full rod shop services and restoration in Fairview. Information on each service is on the web at bonnellsauto.com.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to WFSE Fighting Scots Radio. Also watch this game live as Edinboro is playing Bowie State. You can tune in on the VUUsports.com. Allie Thompson at the line for Edinboro. Edinboro up by 3. First shot for her, good. Allie Thompson getting some extra minutes as Whitney Allen and Yana Vaughn in foul trouble. But Thompson playing some excellent defense, getting some solid rebounds and offense. She hits the second as well. So now Edinboro up 46-41. Colston playing against Jan, and she blows right by for the Euro-stepped layup. Good move by Colston. And now Walton into Roston. Roston looking for a teammate. And it is tipped and controlled. Colston getting it finally. She steps back to slow it down. 46-43, 4:15 left in the third quarter. And now Colston drive and kick to Jing. Jing all the way in the post. Nice touch. And able to get that one to go. So the lead back to just 1 for Edinboro. Top of the key, Walton into Roston. Roston a couple moves over to Allie Thompson. Pump fake drive, back to Roston controlled. And gotten into Walton, and they call it travel. And so that'll be a turnover. And Allie Thompson subbed out for Edinboro and in for her, Yana Vaughn. So it will be Edinboro basketball, or rather Bowie State basketball. Colston, really the composure player for this Bowie State team. They inbound it to Chapman. Chapman is blocked by Roston, but they call a foul against Roston, and she is not happy about that.
And I think she has a case, Josh. Not that anything will ever get reversed, but I'm just saying, there's a case there.
Well, I can understand the referee was behind the play, was the closest referee, so she did have the call. Either way, to the line goes Chapman. First shot good for her. This Chapman-Roston matchup in the paint has been phenomenal all day, as they have been going against each other the entire time. And so off of the second miss, it is reversed. It was supposed to be Edinboro basketball, but it ends up being the Bowie State, and Bowie State taking their first lead, 46-48. Bowie State leading now. Barnes will drive, kicks it all the way out for Jan. She'll shoot a long 3, and that Bowie State lead did not last long. Michelle Yon doesn't stop shooting the ball. Nice shot there from her. Ready to shoot at any moment. So Edinboro now leading by 1. 49-48. 3 minutes left here in the third. And another lead change as a long jump shot by Chapman is hit. And now Barnes open inside to Roston. Roston a couple moves, trying to get it in, and then a foul is called against Roston. Roston not happy with that one, and so now Roston has to go out. Actually, instead of Thompson, Allen comes in. That's not a good sign. That's Roston's 4th as well. And also, there will be free throws being shot. For the Bowie State team. A little bit of confusion here. And then Chapman talking to Roston again. So lots of conversations being had. We're trying to bring it all to you as we can.
I think they're trying to discuss, whether the red sauce or the fettuccine Alfredo.
I think they're talking basketball, Tubby.
Oh, I mean, that's a good debate. It's worth having.
At the line now is Bowie State. First shot for Jing off the mark. Bowie State leading by 1 against Edinboro. They have been down the entire game, have come all the way back into it as Edinboro has found some foul trouble here in the third quarter. Second shot for Jing up, and that one pure. So now a 2-point lead for Bowie State, 51-49. Yon thinking about a 3. She'll drive to the hoop. Reverse layup is good for Yon. Didn't even need the glass.
Put a nice spin. That'll tie the knot at 51. 2:20 left to go here in the third.
Now Edinboro playing a zone. Doing some trapping here. And it looks like Bowie State having some difficulty with it. But they get an open shot, and that one good. So now 51-53, Bowie State leading. Walton taking a screen. She'll pull up for a 3. That one off the mark. Quickly coming the other way is Holston. And we have an offensive foul called. Michelle Young getting all the way back on defense. Great job by her. She had her hands up and feet set. It was pretty clear because it was just a one-on-one option. Even though Young fell a little awkwardly, still an offensive foul. And none of Bowie State was a fan of that call.
Nope.
So now Edinboro down by 2, 53-51, 1:40 left to play here in the third quarter. Allen driving, looking. She gets it to Walton. Walton a couple moves. She drives baseline up, draws the foul. This one against number 24, Alexander. And the referee's having a heck of a game to call. Lots of physicality to be had between both of these teams. And so now Walton to the line. She's the girl you want shooting. She hasn't gone to the line at all in the second half. First shot in and out for her. 53-51, Edinboro down by 2 here in the Barco Stevens Hall in Richmond, Virginia. Second shot, good for Walton. And Edinboro playing in a 1-3-1 zone. Interesting play call by them. And they swing it through the paint and out. And Alexander able to hit a layup. Barnes now open for a 3. That one good. Tie game, 55-55. Barnes, you cannot leave her open, and they just missed her on that one. And now Edinboro in another zone set. Interesting play call here, and then looks like they're in a man, and a timeout is called by the coach. of Bowie State as it was almost about to be a turnover. So with that, we'll take a 30-second timeout with them. The score 55-55, 45 seconds left in the third. We'll be back after this.
So you don't have to miss even a minute. It's the Fighting Scots in action on the Edinboro Sports Network. On the radio at 88.9 WFSC and online at edinboronow.com. Video of many home games is also featured on ETV. This game broadcast is underwritten in part by the Edinboro Hotel Bar at 100 Meadville Street in downtown Edinboro, providing a variety of lunch and dinner items every day. Details are available at 814-734-5103 or online at edinborohotelbar.com. The Edinboro Hotel Bar, where you had me at hotel.
Welcome back to Richmond, Virginia, here on WFSC Fighting Scots Radio from Edinboro, Pennsylvania. Long trip for Tubby and Josh as we are all the way down here in Richmond for the Division II basketball playoffs as Edinboro was down 57-55. A quick layup by Colston off of the timeout. Now Edinboro controlling. Walton taking a screen. She'll drive all the way in. That one off the mark. And controlled by Colston. This Bowie State team really a surprise as they were the 8th seed coming in and then now have been just dominating. They beat the Virginia Union team and then they have played a great, excellent game against Edinboro so far. And with that, we are at the end of the third quarter, 57-55, as Michelle Yan is not able to get a shot off. At the end of the third, we will take a minute timeout. When we come back, fourth quarter action here from Richmond, Virginia, NCAA Division II Women's Basketball Championship. We'll be back after this.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The Edinboro Sports Network is your source for live coverage of Fighting Scots athletics. Enjoy all of the action on 88.9 WFSE and EdinboroNow.com, with many home games also featured on ETV. Support for this game broadcast is provided in part by John's Wildwood Pizzeria, open daily at 105 Erie Street in Edinboro for eat-in, delivery, or takeout. John's menu includes pizza, hoagies, wings, salads, and more. Information is at 814-734-7355 or on the web at johnswildwoodpizza.com.
Live Fighting Scots Sports from the Edinboro Sports Network on 88.9 WFSE, Edinboro.
Welcome back to WFSC Fighting Scots Radio. Edinboro University playing against Bowie State. And right now, Bowie State leading by 2. And a long 3 by Colston. She has been doing an excellent job in this game. Hit that one, so now Edinboro down by 5. And they get it into Roston. She misses. And it will be Bowie State's ball off the rebound. Roston really struggling offensively in this game. But Edinboro as a whole in some foul trouble, as Roston has 4 fouls as well as Whitney Allen. And then there are 5 players from Bowie State with 3 fouls. So lots of fouls being called, and a turnover here by Chapman.
That's the stop that Edinboro needed. They need to try to put a tourniquet on this bleeding here and get going.
They really do. They need to get something going on the offensive end, draw some fouls, get some contact. Walton now at the top of the key with the ball, setting up the offense. And over to Barnes. And now Whitney Allen trying to set some screens to get it to Jan. Jan pump fake. And then into Vaughn. Vaughn to Barnes. She'll drive up and off the mark. And then a foul is called. This one against Ayana Vaughn. And so another foul called against Vaughn. Not really sure about that one, but either way, the referees called it.
Edinboro now going in a little bit of a press here. Coming all the way up, covering down.
We have a drive and control by Jing, top of the key, takes a screen. Kicked over for Chapman. She'll take a jump shot. That off the mark. Whitney Allen with it. And then over to Walton. Walton setting up the offense, or rather Vaughn rather. Vaughn going deep into the post. Gets it over to Walton. She'll shoot a three. That one good. That's what you need to see from Edinboro. So now 58-60 the score. Edinboro down by 2. We have 8 minutes left of action here in Richmond, Virginia in the NCAA Division II Women's Atlantic Region game. Colson passing it in deep. Nice cut and find for Chapman. So now Walton controlling and bringing it back. Edinboro down by 4. Walton calling the offense, waiting for something to be set up. Allen, and then to Barnes. Back to Walton. Walton looking for a screen. She'll drive. Step back jump shot. That one off the mark. Rebound Bowie State. Quickly pushing. And found Chapman, and Chapman hits that nice jump shot from the baseline. Chapman playing an excellent game. 64-58 the score. Jan looking, gets it back to Walton, and they swing it all the way around for Allen. She drives, goes in, nice layup there, creating some space. Whitney Allen in for Roston. Roston has 4 fouls. She is at the scores table, about to be subbed back in. 64-60 the score, 6:30 left to play. Trying to get it in for Chapman, they do. And she is gets another bucket to go. Chapman having an excellent fourth quarter. Able to get multiple buckets. Now Walton driving. She throws it up. That one no good, and rebounded by Chapman. Edinboro looking spent here, but still plenty of time left to play. 66-60 the score, 5:50 left to play. Chapman now driving, and another layup. Edinboro having a hard time stopping her. And Stan Swank has to call a timeout. 68-60. And with that, we are going to take a minute timeout. We'll be back for the 5:42 left here of Edinboro Fighting Scots basketball. We'll be back after this.
Are you interested in a sports career but don't know where to start? Join the WFSC sports team with opportunities to call games or host a sports talk show. There are a variety of chances to get involved in the fast-paced world of college sports. You can get started by emailing us at WFSCradio889@gmail.com or stop by our station in Compton 102 today.
So you don't have to miss even a minute. It's the Fighting Scots in action on the Edinboro Sports Network. On the radio at 88.9 WFSC and online at edinboronow.com. Video of many home games is also featured on ETV. This game broadcast is underwritten in part by Bonnell's Auto Group, featuring collision services and auto sales in Erie and Fairview, and auto glass replacement and repair, along with full rod shop services and restoration in Fairview. Information on each service can be found on the web at bonnellsauto.com.
We are back, WFSC Fighting Scots Radio, Fighting Scots action here from Richmond, Virginia, as Edinboro University is playing against Bowie State in the second round of the NCAA Division II Women's Basketball Championship. Edinboro struggling here in the fourth quarter, as right now they are down by 8, and we have a jump ball coming out of the timeout. Roston trying to force that one in. She is looking exhausted. And it will be Fighting Scots basketball, however, after the jump ball. (68-60). Edinboro leading for most of the game until the third quarter. And now this Edinboro team being challenged. Colston, 10 points for the Bowie State, but Chapman has been dominant here in the fourth quarter. 10 points out of here just in the fourth, as now Roston goes in, draws the foul, and so now she'll go to the line. Both Bowie State players arguing this foul. The foul called against Chapman, I believe. And so that would be her fourth. Roston now to the line. She'll shoot. First shot good for her. She needed to see a bucket go through the hoop. 5:20 left. And at this point, Edinboro really needs to step up and get some offense going. They have slowed down their offensive progression as Roston hits both. So now Edinboro with some fight in them. Michelle Yon matching up against Colston. Second shot good as well. So 68-62 the score. And Colston immediately going right back for another layup. She is getting it on here in the fourth quarter. Walton into Allen. Allen back to Walton. She'll shoot a three. That one good. Nice three-pointer by Walton. The three-pointers are what Edinboro is best at as far as the team as a whole. And then Roston in the paint. So they need to get it moving from the outside to open up for the inside. So 65-70 the score. Now Chapman swinging it all the way across. And Chapman crawling out of the paint. She seems hurt. And Roston able to get a rebound. And we have a foul call, this one against 42. And then Chapman still on the ground, and she can't seem to get up. So 42 out of the game with her fifth foul. Pere Alexander, 4 points for her in the game. 1 assist and 1 turnover. She's the first player to foul out. And then also Chapman out of the game, which is huge for Edinboro because she was the powerhouse inside. So Edinboro getting a break here with 4:22 left to play. Down by 5. 70-65. Edinboro to inbound. And it looks like Chapman might try to come back in. She's relacing her shoes. Yon, they're looking inside. They get it to Roston. She goes right at her defender. That one off the mark. But good idea there.
That's Williams with the rebound for Bowie State.
That's what Edinboro needs to do right now. Colston to Proctor, who's been quiet lately. Proctor driving, gets blocked by Yon. And so it will be Bowie State basketball. They inbound it, and there's a foul on the floor. That one against Yon. Yon confused on the call. This is the least amount of fouls called in the quarters so far. Only 2 per team. So not a lot of fouls called, which is good compared to the others, which had bonuses for both teams pretty much throughout. Layup off the mark. Roston controlling, gets it out to Barnes. Barnes, she's going to drive. A couple slick moves. Left-handed layup, good to go. So Barnes, an open layup on the transition. 70-67, 3:30 left to play. Edinboro down by 3. The 2 bigs out for Bowie State. one to a rolled ankle and the other to fouling out. So Edinboro getting a break, and it looks like Chapman's going to come back in for the substitution, but right now Edinboro with the ball. Jan looking, trying to get it into Roston. They get it to Allen and then into Roston. That's what you want, and she gets it to go. Nice left-handed layup. Allen to Roston. They worked that entire shot clock just to get that layup. 70-69, 2:45 left here in Richmond, Virginia, Division II women's basketball. Bowie State driving and one against Whitney Allen. Nice drive to the hoop by Kiaja Williams. So with that, Whitney Allen has fouled out of the game. And in for her comes Ayana Vaughn. Whitney Allen, 2 quick fouls early, 3 in the first half, and so she has been playing from the bench most of the afternoon because of that, or most of the evening, rather. So Ayana Vaughn in for Whitney Allen as she has fouled out. Ayana Vaughn, excellent defensive player and offensive powerhouse for Edinboro. Off the and one, another shot good for number 10 Williams for Bowie State. 73-69 the score, 2:30 left. Edinboro down by 4. Trying to get it inside. Walton driving and then controlled off the rebound by Yana Vaughn, able to put that one in. So a 2-point game, folks. 2-point game, 73-71. 2 minutes left. Colston to Proctor. Proctor looking for a screen. She'll drive, throws it up, and we have a travel. Proctor had the right idea, but one extra step is all it took. Referee calling it quickly. 2 minutes left, folks. Down by 2. Edinboro with the ball. Walton top of the key, setting up the offense, giving it to Vaughn. To Jan, who gets it into Rawson, and they have an entry pass foul, so foul on the floor. And Chapman, who has dominated in the paint, 17 points for her in the game, is back in after rolling her ankle. She is hobbling on the floor, but giving her team her all. And so now Edinboro will inbounds. They get it to Barnes and then to Walton. Walton looking. She takes the screen. 3-pointer. That one off the mark. And it went out of bounds, so it will be Bowie State basketball. Minute 43 left. 73-71 the score. Down by 2 is Edinboro here on WFSC Fighting Scots Radio. The loser of this game goes home. The winner plays on Monday. Neither of these teams want to give it up. Proctor, short, quick rebound and putback by Kiaja Williams. So nice play out of her. Minute 20 left. Edinboro down by 4. Barnes now driving. Kicks it out to Jan. She'll shoot a long 3. That one off the mark. And now Colston controlling. We are at the minute mark. Edinboro down by 4, 75-71. Colston being met by Barnes, trying to find someone open. So now Jing, and Jing is fouled by Walton. That will be the 4th foul against Edinboro. 48 seconds left here in Richmond, Virginia. Edinboro down by 4, 75-71. Colston now with the ball controlling, and then she is fouled by Barnes. So now Colston will go to the line. That is the 5th team foul, and so now the rest of the game, Bowie State will be at the line. This Edinboro team looking very tired in a difficult physical game for both. So shot is up and off the mark. Shots that need to be in for Bowie State if they want to continue to hold this lead. 4 points can be erased very quickly by Edinboro with the 3 ball. Second shot up and short as well. So Roston rebounding it, getting it to Walton. Walton driving. That one off the mark. And then a foul is called. This one against Vaughn, it looks like. Trying to reach in for a foul. It was a little bit more physical than what Chapman was hoping for. And so Chapman will walk the length of the floor. 37 seconds left now on that last play. Walton getting the length of the floor, but not able to get a bucket. Trying to draw the foul, unfortunately did not. First shot short for Chapman. So the first 3 free throws down the stretch here for this Bowie State, not able to go in the hoop. 75-71, 40 seconds left. Second shot good for Chapman, so now a 5-point lead. Jan with the ball. Jan pushing quickly. Kick it to Barnes. Roston, pump fake, drives to the hoop. Floater good. And then a quick timeout by Stan Swank. So we're at the 30-second mark, folks. 3-point game. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, we will get the last seconds of this matchup between Edinboro and Bowie State. We'll be back after this.
Every hiring manager knows that a company is only as good as the people it's made from. So where do you find the best people? That may surprise you.
Meet the grads of life, young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
This is talent worth knowing about.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back to Richmond, Virginia NCAA Division II Basketball Championship. Second round of the Atlantic Division as Edinboro University Fighting Scots are playing the Bowie State's Bulldogs in a nail-biter. 3-point game with 29.3 left on the clock. Roston just hit a floater to put it to a 3-point game, but they are still down 76-73. And Bowie State with the ball to inbound. They have to go the full length of the court. Proctor losing the ball, and it's a turnover. Double team by Edinboro. Bridget Schaefer and Ayana Vaughn on that double team. Bridget Schaefer getting her first minutes of the day, forcing a turnover and then going right back to the bench. Quick substitutions here. Jan and Roston back in. Now Walton with the ball. Walton bringing it down, no shot clock, 22 seconds left. Vaughn driving, wide open layup, that good. 1-point game. Ayana Vaughn stealing the ball. It was supposed to go to Jan, but Vaughn rather controls it. Pump fake, gets the nice shifty layup, and so now it's a 1-point game. 16.8 left to play here in Richmond, Virginia. We are at the Barco Stevens Hall. And Edinboro has been clawing their way back from what seemed like a lost cause at one point, and then Edinboro getting one of the Bowie State players in foul trouble and fouling out, and then Chapman rolling her ankle. She's still in the game, but she has slowed down considerably. So Edinboro now, again with the full court press, as Bowie State has to go the full length of the floor. And a quick foul. Walton fouling Proctor, so now Proctor will have to go down and shoot some free throws. And so Proctor at the line. She has shot well from the line so far this evening. Actually, rather, I was thinking of her teammate Colston. Proctor, first free throws. First one good for her. Some substitution. Roston in for Edinboro and Jan back in. Stan Swank doing a offensive-defensive substitution to save some players who are in foul trouble. 15.6 seconds left. Edinboro down by 3. 78-75 the score. Walton with the ball. She'll drive. Gets it to Jan. Jan wide open for a three-pointer. That one down and out. And a foul is called. Jana Vaughn fouling Chapman. Jan had a wide open three available. Was not able to drop it in. So 7.2 seconds left. Down by 3. Edinboro down, but Chapman at the line. Jan, that was as open as she could have it, and it was just down and out. Unfortunate break there for Edinboro. First shot for Chapman, good. And she will get a second. So 79-75, Edinboro down by 4, 7.2 left. Chapman at the line. Second shot up, that one off the mark. Roston pushing. Gets it to Jan. Jan up. Oh, that one off the mark. And with that, that is the end of the game. Bowie State able to edge this one out against Edinboro University. Edinboro losing 79-75 in the second round of the Atlantic Division II NCAA tournament.